Hello, this is Chris from Optinet. This time we're going to look at how we can customise our clinical records in Flex. Most of the customisations actually live within the clinical assessment screen, but there are a couple of options for other bits and pieces too. So let's log into Flex and have a look at a site exam record. I'm going to give you an example of a common query of what people may want to change. So within their clinical assessment, these here are our procedures and the questions, as I call them, and the result or the answer. So what I can do, obviously, is double click or drag and drop for my answer to appear. What we're going to look at is how we could add or remove or reorder our procedures, and add or remove or change an answer as well. We can change the tabs around. Indeed, when it said standard examination when we started, we could have Bill's exam or Ben's exam. But again, they're perhaps larger changes, still very simple to do in Flex, but we'll focus on the more formatics, which are common calls to our support team. So I'm going to click onto Menu and choose Setup. After a couple of seconds, that will pop out a box with all of the different customizations available in Flex. If you don't see examinations, then have a word with your practice manager or the Flexpert you've got in practice, and they'll be able to turn that on for you. So what we're going to do is click onto Clinical. In here, we see the names of the exams and tabs. So Standard Eye Exam was what popped up for us, and these were the main chunks or blocks of the clinical assessment that we saw. On the second of these three tabs that all work in tandem, we've got procedures. So here were the name of the questions, as I called them a couple of moments ago. What we can do in here is we can right click to delete. We can reorder them. They're not perfect numerical order, just ascending order. So as a little tip, make something number 0 if you want it at the top of the list. But what if you want to add something on? Well, we've got a library of lots of procedures here. So what you can do is just click and drag that across and it will appear. But if it's something that isn't in our list, then scroll down to the bottom of the list and we can start typing in the name of the procedure we want, and then we'll be able to drag it across. This tick box here is called Enable Copy. So if you're using the copy function and you want information to copy from episode to episode, the intention for this is for things that would seldom change, perhaps like family ocular history, but it is pretty popular for everyone just to copy everything. But tick that and it means that answers will copy across. So I've now added family general health into my list. What if I want to change the answers that go against it? Indeed, if I've just created a procedure, a question, then it's not going to have any results or dictionary items against it. Let's click into dictionary and see where that all comes together. So if I just reselect history to refresh it, we've now got family general health in the list. And here on the bottom right are all the answers against it, which are blank at the moment. What we can do is drag and drop details down that we want. Again, we've got a library of hundreds of procedures here, so we can just bring that information down. Let's try and think of a few that we might have in here. But again, if they're not in the list, then what we can do is put in our own information here. So whatever it might be, we can drag and drop them down and they will then appear in our list. Let's just have a quick look at how that appears in the front end of Flex in our site exam. It will only be available in new episodes moving forward. Obviously any in the past won't be affected by this. But if I click to clinical assessment now, then we've got family general health that I've just added and the answers which I'd put in as well. The other main section we can customise is the clinical refraction. So we've got 4 different tabs at the moment: last test, objective, subjective and given on my list. Let's have a look at how we can amend those. So it's the same drill of menu and setup, and then once that opens we're going to click to examinations and clinical. In here we have refraction. So let's look at what all these columns mean. Description, that's just what the tab is called. So you might want to call objective, ret, whatever it might be. You can change the name of these if you want to. Final RX, one has to be marked as the final RX to go forward for the dispensing optician, so make sure that one of those is ticked. RX from pre-exam, so if you are using our pre-exam function in Flex, perhaps one of the OAs is for cementing the glasses when the patient walks in, then it can pull through, so one of your refraction tabs can do that. RX from last test, it will copy through what the patient was found to have last time they were in the practice. That is turned on by default at how Flex ships RX from last test. And active, purely, is it turned on or not? So we can choose those names there. For OptiRx, that's to link into a for Opta head. Not the head essentially itself, it's actually the Thomson software test chart software which it goes with, but that's what that enables, and ICOM is for some work that we've done with Zeiss. The final bit of customization within Clinical is clinical billing, so the items that you can charge at the towards the end of the site test or the contact lens episode. You can actually choose anything from your fees list once you're in, but we do have what are called quick pick items, so you can quickly choose the most common ones here. So I've got these here. So ST is ticked for site test, so they appear there. CL would mean they appear in the contact lens record. There's a few other drop downs and odds and ends that you can customize. I always tell people, not just in Clinical but throughout Flex, wherever you see a drop down, you can customize the results within it. And within site tests itself, we can just customize things like the drops when you're doing pressures, the names of your tonometers, your default BVD. If you've misspelt a medication, I would certainly misspell that one, I don't think I can even say it, then you can go in and change anything within the site test setup that you may need to here as well. Of course, the requests around customization of Clinical are very bespoke, so if you do have any further queries, then please do get in touch through the portal optinetuk.com/support, or if you need to, you can call us as well. 0800 310 2400.